Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel today. My name is Christian and today we are here to talk about the new record from Gojira. It is titled Magma and I'm going to start out this review. Let's get straight into it. I'm not going to give you a backstory on Gojira for me because all I get when I give backstories on bands is criticism, so fuck that. I'm just going to review it, and if you don't like it, then fuck you. This is a very, very different Gojira record. Usually Gojira are a lot heavier, a lot more screamy, and in a lot of ways a lot more complex. And on this one, they delve into a sound that is both more simple, but is at the same time very experimental and very complex. And so really, they may not be playing as technically or as quickly or any of that kind of stuff or as heavy, but the complexity is still there. It is very subtle and it is very musical, and it's very much a experimental record, especially vocally. Now, I'm going to go through pretty much each component of the record, and I'll start out with saying that the drumming on this record is blistering. As a person who's never been fully into Gojira, I've always appreciated them. They've always been one of the bands that I really respected but just couldn't really get into, and one thing that's always stood out about Gojira is their drummer is absolutely incredible and one of the best drummers in that scene at the moment, and he shows it again on this record, especially in songs like The Cell, which is pretty much the riff is the drumming pattern in the beginning of that song, and it hooks you in straight away and is just absolutely brilliant. So the drumming on this record is absolutely incredible. If anything else, you should check out that record just to hear the drummer. As well as that, the vocals are a standout. They really steal the show from everything else, and that is with the blistering drum performance, a great guitar performance, and a great bass performance. The vocals are absolutely incredible. I've heard a lot of people say that they are very different from previous Gojira records. To quote That's Not Metal, a podcast that I listened to, Stephen Hill said that he didn't even realize that it was him singing, that they're that different. But different is not always a bad thing. In my opinion, his vocals have only improved. He is singing really well. His singing voice is very unique and very different from everyone else. And he uses a lot of different vocal techniques on this record. He goes between screams to scream sings to more pure singing and even some choir typed singing, which is really cool. And lyrically, it's a very good performance as well. But really, the melody is the key in this record. It drives the whole thing and is absolutely incredible. The vocalist on this record did an amazing job, has stepped up and delivered once again, and it's easy to see why they are one of the biggest bands in the scene at the moment. This album is hugely varied. There's a lot of different things going on. It goes from songs like Stranded, I'm pretty sure the song is, that is much more heavy and kind of like I don't want to say simpler because it's not simpler, but a slower paced Slipknot, especially with his vocals. He has a real Corey Taylor to his scream, and I think that's a really good thing because I didn't think there was anyone on the planet that could match Corey Taylor, and this guy has. And the way this is varied is the album experiments with a lot of different sounds and a lot of different textures. There are instrumental bits at the end of some of the songs that are very weird, that have some really fuzzed up guitar. There are a lot of odd lead guitar parts throughout the album, especially in Stranded, that bit that goes up the guitar after the that bit. I fucking butchered it, but fuck you. But lots of really cool experimentation going on, and something that the band should really be proud of. The production on this album is also really great. I feel that and that is for the most part. I do feel In a couple of spots, it would have been good if the vocals had been lifted up a bit more and had been a bit more prominent. But other than that, the production job is great. The drums sound incredible, especially the snare, and really highlights everybody's parts. Everybody on this album has a part where they shine. And whether that's the guitar in Silvera, the drums in The Cell, the vocals in Lowlands, there's just so much to like about this record. Overall, it's an incredibly impressive record. The best Gojira record, in my opinion. That wasn't hard to happen just for me. I've never been hugely into them, and I know I'll get a lot of hate for that in the comments, but who gives a shit? I like them now. And in my opinion, this is another brilliant record, a great record to come out in 2016, a year that has been the best for music in a very, very long time. And this album continues that trend. And it's just full of great, great variation and songwriting. So my top 3 tracks are going to be Silvera, The Cell, and Lowlands. And I'm going to give the album a 4 out of 5. That's all I have to say about that album. An incredible album. Go check it out. Go buy it. Support the band. Thanks so much for watching my video today. Please hit subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Fresh Currents.